Tonight, as the standoff over Donald Trump's redistricting ends its second week, Texas Democrats are on the run, and they are considering returning to the state of Texas. One of them is now going viral for his interview on Fox News that inspired the host to just tap out.
And I've condemned all gerrymandering across the country. And in fact, when Democrats had a majority in Congress, they voted to ban gerrymandering in every state, red states and blue states. Do you know how many Republican members of Congress joined them in that effort?
Which one? I'm sorry. Which state did you just refer to?
I'm asking, do you know how many Republicans joined Democrats in the U.S. Congress to ban gerrymandering? All the Democrats voted for it. 0 Republicans voted for it. 0.
It's an odd.
So
it's an odd.
You can spare me the both sides rhetoric.
It just kind of flies in the face of reality when I look at the state of Massachusetts, where Donald Trump gets 35% of the votes, and there are 0 Republican representatives from the state.
And who signed that map in Massachusetts?
And so what I'm curious about,
do you know the party of the governor that signed that map into law? He was a Republican. It was a Republican governor that signed that map into law. And I asked you, if Republican policies are popular, why do they need to redraw these maps? Why can't they just run on their policies?
I'm getting wrapped on time. I'm enjoying this conversation. I want to let it go on, and I apologize. That's such is the nature of cable television.
That did not go so well.
Look, James Tallarico is a talented politician, and y'all should know that he grew up in the pulpit and that he comes from a church family. He's a preacher, his father's a preacher, and you can tell he's really good on his feet. And he leans into community, which is, Democrats sometimes run from that. We talk about that. But this is happening because Republicans are worried that they're going to lose the midterms and they want 5 more seats. That's the bottom line. Do people redistrict? Yes. But they do it every 10 years when whoever's in charge redistricts it. That's the way this game is played. But in the middle of the year, right now, this tells me everything I need to know about the way Republicans are looking at the midterms, and they're trying to stack the deck. And that's exactly how Donald Trump fooled a bunch of working class people into voting for him by saying the system is rigged, and now they're trying to rig the system.
I can't tell what the argument of Republicans is. I mean, is it that they're allowed to do it, so they're doing it for raw politics? Is it because partisan redistricting is good and correct, or is it because Democrats did it first, we should do it, or all of those things?
Yeah, I'm not sure any of those things you said are mutually exclusive. I mean, the reality is Democrats have gerrymandered a great many states. Republicans see this as retaliation for that, and it is raw politics. But it was raw politics when they drew the maps in Illinois and New York and other places. And so if you think raw politics is bad, you'll hate it. If you think raw politics is good, you'll say it's fine. And I suspect that's how most people are, the lens in which they see it.
Every 10 years. They drew them after we did a census. We didn't do it in the
the president didn't come out and say, I want you to redraw the maps because I want 3 to 4 new seats.
Yeah, they were more subtle in the Democratic states.
Oh, no.
I just don't know.
I've never been mid-year at a president asking them to do it.
Do you believe these blue state maps are good?
That is what we're talking about.
I don't know that voters care about all of these stipulations. Like, well, he's doing it now, and so it's, if I'm an average voter, I just think this all sucks. This is all gross. You don't like the map, you don't feel like you're going to win, change the map. It's gross, both sides do it. I think the way that Don Beyer and Jamie Raskin in the House are doing it is probably the best. They're putting forward new legislation to have independent redistricting commissions. And that's something that everyone will hate, which is why it's probably a good thing, because it takes this power away. Now, the Supreme Court decided Congress has this power, so you're stuck with that. But Congress also has the power to change the way it does this, and I think voters would appreciate that.
I think that to his point, as much as Democrats and Republicans both do it, Democrats are more likely to say, let's end the practice altogether. Like, let's take this off the table for everybody.
It's funny that
Why
you say
won't
that.
Republicans do the same?
I agree with you, and I agree that it should be it should be based on the numbers. It should be based on the census. But you should see the maps in New York City, how they are so drawn. I mean, there's one Republican in the city of New York, Nicole Malliotakis, who happens to be my congressperson, and she's got Staten Island and this little piece of Brooklyn.
In the city of New York, but in the state of New York, I mean, Republicans came out looking good after the last census.
And
they
have 8 million people, there's one
and
Republican
they occupy a
representative.
number. I'm talking about the state.
No,
of
I know,
New
but
York.
I'm just
They have
saying
a number
8
of
million
representatives.
people.
It's really important for people to understand this whole gerrymandering thing on both sides is the reason we're in a Congress who can't get anything done.
True.
That's because 400 of our districts are safe Republican or safe Democrat. Right. So when we worry about primaries from our left flank or our right flank, there's only like 33 marginal seats where folks are like, I got to find middle ground and come up with some real solutions. We should make sure, this is political consultant talking, that all the districts are even and they're all up for grabs so they can have real elections.
Well, the issue here, though, is states that are doing doing something about it are all Democratic states, the ones making their own independent redistricting committee. And that's the problem, is it puts us in a position where we have our hands tied behind our back. We need to have a national gerrymandering laws where we all play by the same rules no matter what state you're in.
All right.
Democrats are for that.
Next for us, the panel is going to give us their nightcaps, the Taylor Swift edition. We'll be right back.